Evening folks, welcome back. I've just been doing a batch of flies up and I thought I'd share one with you. So I've been doing a few of these mini humongous. These are actually a competition size humongous. These will fit inside the international gauge. Possibly not as effective as the full size humongous, well definitely not as effective as the full size humongous, because that big long tail on the full size humongous is just deadly. But this isn't a bad alternative. Got plenty of fuss about it, plenty of movement about it. So just while I'm knocking out a batch of these, I thought I'll show you how to do one. So I've already got the booby eyes tied on here. I'll do these in batches at a time, and if you want to see how to do those, then check out one of the previous videos. I'll leave a link to it up here or somewhere, I don't know. If you're liking the videos, please click like and click subscribe. It all helps, and it means that it's all free, and it means that you just get updated as soon as I post a new video up, so you're first to watch it. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that'd be great. Okay, so the thread for this pattern here is UTC 70 in white, and we're just going to get that worked on just behind the eye there. Like that. Trim off the waist. Okay. Tail for this is, as you would imagine, is white Marabou. So I'm just going to take off a nice tear off a nice ink of that, like that. Put it all together and then just square the end up for tying in. Put it up to the hook. Tie it all the way down and bring the thread back up again. Lovely little disturbance pattern this is. Great for when you're on the fry, great for when you're fishing the surface layers and they want to chase. Loads of trigger points for the trout. Right, this is the bit that makes it the competition legal size. We're going to have to reduce that tail size so it fits inside the international gauge. And there's your international gauge there. Okay, that's the maximum hook size got to go in there, and that's your maximum fly, overall dress fly's got to go in there. So from there, if you offer that up to the eyes there or offer it up to the front of the hook there, you can see I'm going to have to pinch that tail off just about there, and that's going to make that nice and comp legal. So we just go ahead and do that. And pop that in there, 2 fingers on there, and then just give that a nice pull there. That's it. That'll go inside the gauge. That's nice, comp legal, ready to go. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is tie in a little bit of flash into this. We don't want too much. We're not overdo it with the flash on this, but I just want to add a little bit more, just to give it a bit of a target point. Incidentally, if you hear any snoring, it's my dog who's lying on my feet at the moment, snoring her head off. Okay, she's been too close to the radiator all evening. Right, so we've just got this little bit of pearl mylar here. It's just a fine pearl mylar here, just for a bit of flash. It actually came out of a box of Christmas decorations. It's got a load of this stuff. I'm just going to double that over and then double it over again, and offer it up to the hook. Tie it in one side, all the way down, and then these other 4 bits here. Make sure they're on the right side, and the same down there, just tight down the side. So they're all laid nice and parallel to the tail there, down both sides. Okay, and then we'll bring the thread back up to the top again, and just trim off length of the tail. Try not to get any of your Marabou. And that just gives a little bit of flash at either side, just a little bit of something there to catch the reflection. Right, now before we do anything else, we've got to tie in a little bit of fine wire, just medium or fine silver wire there. This is a fine silver wire. Just taking a little bit of that off, and we're just going to trap that in down here somewhere. And this is going to lock your hackle in when you come back down the fly. So we trap that in, and then we take a little bit of this fine silver Fritz, tinsel, Chenille, whatever you want to call it. Most shops sell it as a humongous Chenille. It's just a nice fine grade. So I'm just going to trap that in and bring that back up here, and then wind this up the body in nice touching turns. You'll get about 5 touching turns on this. 4, 5, great, and tie that in. And that starts to take the shape of the Humongous that we're familiar with. Trim that off, get rid of the waste. Now for the Hackle. The Hackle I use for these, just use, I've got a barred or a grizzle Chinese cock here, nice cheap one. What's nice about this is the feathers, the blades and the feathers are quite nice and soft, so they kind of lend themselves to this. Just select yourself a feather out of there, trim it down to the useful bit, so you just get it down to where it's useful, somewhere about there, and trap it in behind the eye, behind the eyes. A few turns in there, trim off the waste. This is what gives it its fuss and its disturbance. Although it hasn't got the long tail that we like to see on a Humongous, it does still have this big hackle on it, and that pushes a lot of water and creates a lot of disturbance. So just getting the hackle pliers on there, and I'm just going to try and go around the head in twice, once, twice, and then down the body. I'm going to get 3 or 4 turns down the body. Excuse the tight space, I've got the camera quite close just to try and get the best definition for you. Here we go, 3, 4 turns down the body. Nice. And then lock it in with a silver wire. So bring that silver wire up in the opposite direction. Lock that in nice and tight there. That's all locked in. And then just work it back up through the hackle. Just up there, trying to flatten too much of the hackle issue. You just want to trap it in just behind the head, and then just lock everything down. A couple of turns of thread, lock everything down. Perfect, lovely. Okay, you can see it creating that nice sort of shape now. So we can just trim that little bit of fine wire off. Don't use your good scissors for this. Trim that excess off at the back there, and then push everything back. And just hold everything back and then finish off at the front of the fly. It's all locked in there, nice and there, and then we're going to go to the eye and then just tie off at the eye. Lovely, like so. Smashing. There we go, and then you can just really work this to give you that nice kind of profile that we're familiar with the Humongous. It's just that lovely fuss. Kind of looks like a fish fry, kind of looks like a lot of things, but it definitely attracts the fish, definitely pushes a lot of water, and is absolutely lethal, and this is the only way we can really fish it as a comp angler. I'm just going to finish that with a little dab of varnish in between the eyes up there and underneath, a little dab of varnish underneath there. Just make sure just clear the eye as well, so there's no varnish in the eye. Perfect, that's great, and that will catch fish. 100% it's going to catch fish. You can tie it without the booby eyes as well. Works just as well as a pulling lure. Instead of the booby eyes, just finish it off with a little bit of red glow bright number 5 or something like that, just give it a nice trigger point at the head there. But there you go, that's the comp size Humongous Booby, Booby. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you find it useful. Tie a few up, give them a go, good over the winter. I should certainly be giving this a swim over graphene over the weekend. Thanks for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and I'll be back pretty soon with some other videos. Cheers then. Good night.